Hey, how are y'all been? Welcome back to Reality Imbalance. Good morning, good afternoon, good moment, good present, evening, good night, whenever you catch this live, y'all. Make sure that it's good in these present moments, okay? May it reflect upon the highest level of who you are as a being. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I'm gonna spend a couple of minutes explaining why you are a unique design, why you're uniquely designed, why you were uniquely designed before you even came up out of the womb, okay? Before you even took your first breath in this present land that we're in right now, how you were already structured, okay? Designed with divinity in mind. Divined before you even came up out of the womb, okay? Before you came out of the womb, everyone, okay, you already had a master plan. This is why you came out of the womb. This is why you came out of a dark black hole, okay? This is why you're in this presence of a land now. You already masterly constructed. You were already a master teacher. That's why you were rebirthed here, and this is why you were born here in this present reality, right? Let me make sure my volume's up. See, what happened is here, because of so many things are going on, some people are like a master of distraction, or they're a master of disaster, right? Because some people have lost their footing, their placement here on earth when they got out of the womb. But when you were in the womb before you even was birth inside of the womb, okay? A dark hole, a black hole, okay? A portal. You were already a master. So now you masterly birth yourself into this reality, into this land. But guess what? You weren't quite lost yet, because you still have mastery skills. You still have mastery tools. This is why you came through that black hole, that tunnel here into this land. You still have skills. You still have talents. You are still the master. Okay? But before you even got here, you were the prime master. Why else would you birth yourself here onto this land, into this planet, right? Into that dark hole, right? Why would you come to the birth canal, right? Why would you transmute here if you weren't a master? If you didn't already have a master plan? Like the saying, the man with the master plan. Yeah, the man has the master plan, all right, right? Before you even got here, everybody, you were the master. But you're not lost yet, because there are several levels to mastery, okay? No matter where you carry that top level of mastery before you were in the womb, then when you got into that black hole, now you're birthed into this existence. You still have mastery skills. You still have mastery tools. All right, so I'm going to spend about 5 minutes talking about this, because I want you guys to rewind. Okay, like they used to say back in the day. Rewind. Okay, and like and sub up the channel. Thank y'all for being here, okay? Listen, so we got to the mastery level, how you birth yourself into this existence. Right now, you're on another plane of reality, yo. Okay, how you still uphold mastery skills and talents. Listen, before they even had like what do they call it? Not research tools. What do they call it? Just tools, right? What do they call it? Like it's a weapon. a formality of a weapon. The word, it'll come back to me really soon, because the first tool that they say that man had that was great was being able to do fire, right? Was to rub some sticks together and make some fire, right? That was the first technology. That was supposed to be the first technology. The great technology of man was to be able to rub some sticks together and create fire. And they call rubbing that together and using tools, using your hands as utensils, throwing rocks, making bowls and clays and things as a first form of technology. Yeah, that's great and all, until you live a little longer and you start to realize where the true technology is. Who is the true technology? Who's creating technology all the time, y'all? See why I say that mastery, when you birth yourself out of this black hole, right, into this reality of existence, how you already have skills and talents. The first skill and talents is your thought, your mind frequency, your mind frequency. The mastery level, upper echelon technology is the power of your tongue. What you speak, okay? What you seek and what you speak is the true technology. What you say, what you speak, okay? Your words, our bond is the true technology. Now, rubbing some sticks together and making fire, right? That being technology, nah, it's your thoughts, it's your words that continues this technology of mastery of who you are by what you say, okay? By the thoughts, right? Are you able to alchemize your thoughts, right? Are you able to read your thoughts? That technology, though, is through your tongue, it's through your mouth, is by what you say. Y'all probably know this phrase, though, like, honestly, when they're like the man with the master plan, right? The man has the master plan, all right, because they went ahead and took your technology, right? Your divine, this body, this makeup, right? Before we came out of the black hole, has many levels of technology. I'm just talking about the thoughts and the tongue process as being the ultimate technology, right? Because as you are the magician, right? You speak things into existence. You speak things into existence by the tongue, right? By the things that you say, how you preference your life through your words. But see, what I've saw up until now, but forever, is how the so-called mankind has capitalized off of your technology, off of your words, off of their thought processes, okay? They've capitalized, they commodified, okay, off of your words. Think about that. What do they say in the book, right? That's been redone over and over and over and over again. First came the thought, then came the word. Well, that's your technology. You are the technological matter of frequency. Okay, you birth yourself here out of the black hole, right? Therefore, your mind, your frequency had to do something with wanting to be here, to change something, to grow, to expand. Because why else would you be here? Why else would you have this technology, this body, your tongue, your mouth, your speech? But once you got here, we've all forgotten our technology, our true senses of ourselves. And I'm talking about the things that you say is predicting your reality. See, we have commentators everywhere. We have opinions everywhere. You can't even watch a game without someone commenting on things. Like, everybody has to have a thought. Everybody has to have an opinion on something. So they lowered your technology with all this yapper about nothing, right? They make it seem like your technology, your tongue, your mouth is nothing, that it lays flat to the ground because there's so much of it going around. There's so much going on. So much, right? That you've literally forgotten that your words is technology. You are a mastery of your words. You've forgotten. This is why they had to write down everything, right? Somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's ideas. But what about your thoughts? What about your ideas? What are you writing down? What are you making your mastery classes off of? Somebody else's programming? Because I just told you, before you even got into the womb, you were a master. You're still a master. But then you birth yourself into this reality, right? And you've forgotten, but you still have mastery skills. This is why you're here. You're either here to develop, to change, okay? You often are here to be a virtue of change, right? To bring force of change, okay? Did you forget? So this little bit of glip of a live, everybody, thanks for hanging out and liking the stream. Is just a reminder, as we will continue to remind you, that you are the mastery of change just by the words that you speak, okay? Let them reflect who you are internally, not somebody else's programming. If you're somewhere and people are asking you questions, you don't have to answer their questions. Your body language, your mind frequency will tell them everything. People are nosy, right? They want to know what you do, how you do it, where you work, what you do for work. But all they got to do is just simply observe and know that the work is from within. But they want you to, oh, this squirrel is over here drinking some water out of a sprinkler. But they want you to declassify yourself by mimicking this programming out here. Oh, I do this. Oh, I do that. Oh, I do that. Oh, I went to school for that. The first thing what they need to know is your name. The resonance of your name is the resonance of your frequency. Okay. All they need to do is observe. People are always asking questions that have nothing to do with what's going on internally. Okay. Anyhow, y'all, I'm gonna bring it down a notch because I've really been considering this for the longest time, how the whole body is being used as a weapon to commodify, to capitalize on so many different avenues and levels here since we came out of that black hole portal, since we came out of the portal to this existence, how it's so readily available for people to be capitalized on based on their looks, based on their race, based on their education, based on where they live, based on what foods they eat. But mainly is by how they think. So pay attention, right? Speak less. Know that your tongue, your words that you speak is technology. It's technology. Somebody at your job asking questions, just look at them. Unless that's part of your job is answering questions. But y'all, when I used to work on the force field, some people won't even ask me questions. What they already know not to ask me any questions. Okay. That's from my DNA, that line. They're not to be questioned, period. You know what I'm saying? Because we know why you're asking these questions. And it has no relevance of anything besides try to set themselves up higher, right? Or try to pick a person apart. But generally, I'm gonna look at you for a while. And then it's gonna pop in your mind like, why am I asking this person this question? Anyway, y'all, so we'll be back in a couple hours and we'll talk a little bit more about the technology of your body, especially the words that you speak, the technology of your body, like they have it here, like you might learn in, I don't know, I took so many different courses, some, science courses, and they want to say the technology is and the skills of your hands. No, the technology is the skills of your minds by way of what you speak, by what you speak. Okay. All right. As they have commodified it. Capitalize off of your own words that you speak, right? Talk to y'all later. Enjoy the rest of these moments, y'all.